Everyone, welcome to the Zach Projects. I'm H Illustrates. Today we're going to be talking about the history of money. Today from ChatGPT. Before we had wallets, banks, and digital screens, people traded what they had for what they needed. A sheep for grain, a meal for a repair. It was simple, but it relied on one thing: trust. Money at its core has always been about trust, not gold, not paper, but the agreement between people that something has value. So, in this episode, we're tracing that story from the myth of bartering to the rise of gold to crypto and code. A story that mirrors how humans learn to trade, cooperate, and control. The earliest form of money wasn't money at all, it was an exchange. You'd fix someone's door and they'd look at your dinner, or they'd cook your dinner. You'd trade a cow's leg for a bag of wheat. Economists call this barter, but for ancient communities, it was survival through relationships. In many indigenous and Polynesian societies, value wasn't about ownership, it was about reciprocity. So, it's a hard word, look it up. In Māori culture, that's utu, the balance of giving and receiving. In Yap, a small island in all the way over in the middle of Micronesia, they used rice stones, massive carved discs, too heavy to move. The stone didn't need to change hands. Everyone just knew who owned it. That was their version of a blockchain, a shared social ledger. As trade as trade spread across empires, people began searching for objects everybody valued. Salt, shells, beads, gold, items that were rare, portable, and hard to fake. The Chinese used cowrie shells, the Aztecs cocoa beans, and across Africa, iron and copper became symbols of wealth. These were commodity monies, valued in themselves. But something was changing. People started to realize it wasn't the thing that mattered, it was the belief behind it. Around 600 BCE, in the kingdom of Lydia, someone had an idea that changed everything. Melt the gold, stamp it with a symbol. Let that mark prove its value. The first coins were born, the earliest government backed currency. A king's face on a coin meant you can trust this piece of metal. Ha! Empires used money to expand power, control the currency, control the trade. Rome perfected it. Soldiers were paid in silver, taxes collected in coin. Money became not just a tool for trade, but a weapon of an empire. Centuries later, China did it again, creating paper money during the Tang and Song dynasties. Instead of metal, merchants carried notes, promises backed by the emperor. It was lighter, faster, and, for the first time, money became mostly symbolic. Europe followed with goldsmiths who held people's coins and issued paper receipts. Soon people realized they could trade the receipts instead of the gold itself. Money had become a promise, and that promise was worth more than that gold it represented. From that point on, money became about trust and systems, not materials. By the 1600s, Europe saw the rise of formal banks. Institutions like the Bank of England started issuing notes backed by reserves of gold. This became known as the gold standard. Every piece of paper could be a fixed weight of gold. Uh, traded for a fixed weight in gold. It was a system that built more modern capitalism and funded empires, but it also tied the world's economy to one fragile belief that gold could never lose its shine. In 1971, that belief broke when President Nixon entered the US gold standard. Money became fiat, valued by government decree. Now, paper held no intrinsic worth. Its power came from collective faith, that governments wouldn't collapse and systems would keep working. From there, the world exploded with credit, loans, and debt. Wealth built on confidence. The line between value and illusion blurred. The digital age turned money into pure information. Numbers on screens replaced notes and wallets. We moved from from metal to paper, from paper to pixels. Then came crypto, Bitcoin, Ethereum, decentralized systems that challenged everything. Money without banks, value without governments, a new kind of trust built on code instead of kings. But even here, we're still chasing the same thing humanity always has, a way to measure worth and a way to belong. Just a reminder, this is from ChatGPT. Alright. In cultures like Te Ao Māori, value was never just economic, it was relational. Wealth was measured in mana, whakapapa, and connection, not accumulation, and not doing too bad. Koha, utu, and taonga express balance, reciprocity, and responsibility. Maybe as the world moves deeper into digital money, we'll circle back to a system that values trust and community over profit and control. From ChatGPT. Money has never been just about buying things. It's a mirror of our culture. What we value, who we trust, and how we build power. From shells to blockchain, one truth remains. Money only works because we believe in it. And belief is the most powerful currency of all. Belief is the... Okay, so that from ChatGPT, it was quite a deep dive into money. Well, I wasn't too deep. There's quite a few more other things that I would like to see come from ChatGPT, like the Sumerian tablets, how they used to document their trade. They translated it into these tablets from the Sumerian era back in Mesopotamia that they used to document their trade. That would have been good to see in there. But that was good. We learned a few things there. I think that... What was it? It was the Chinese Song Dynasty scrolls. European merchants writing ledgers, early banks. Would like to see what's his name? He was a Mongol who created paper money. Grandsons, I think. I think it was the gay one too. He was the one that put together the idea to sell, to get people to start trading paper. Trading the paper so the night was meant to mean what the thing was. It was like a debt. It was kind of like a debt anyway. But yeah, you can read them today. No, that's it. But we learned quite a lot from ChatGPT today. Now I just gotta get to cutting up this video. Hope you enjoyed. See you later. Pucky 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 pucky.